everything was cool front and center till they went to the back, and it was a lot of old and little fellows back there, all bare in the Wade house, and they say hello, stop that, cut that, like individuals attempt to do that. The style and marvelousness of Hollywood frequently shroud the turbulent real factors of its stars, and as of late, the spotlight has enlightened an especially alarming scene inside the marriage of Gabrielle Union and Dwayne Wade. The aggregate gas of fans and the persevering buzz of media motors reverberates with the shock of new disclosures. A jigsaw of tales currently sees as its missing pieces, with reports of Wade's alleged association in secret lustful social affairs and claims of his homosexuality, reasons that have apparently guided their union toward a bluff of disintegration. Everything was cool front and center, so they went to the back, and it was a lot of old little fellows back there, all exposed in the Wade house as we dive into the pith of this breaking story. Murmurs of disloyalty sketch a shadow on the couple's public veneer. It's a story curve that looks back to the hardships of numerous well-known individuals, yet this occasion is saturated with a powerful blend of shock and treachery. I flopped enormous, and I bombed very openly, concedes Union, uncovering the weight of their conjugal struggle. It's in reverberation of the sadness that has dropped upon their once adored association. It must be to support the person and reality. Anything that reality is, this unwinding began to come to fruition in the unobtrusive shifts of their virtual entertainment accounts. The shortfall of Wade and Union's new Instagram posts, particularly those highlighting just herself and her daughter, Kavia, interspersed the developing hypothesis. In addition, the obvious shortfall of their wedding groups in open appearances sent the gossip factory into overdrive. Union's post, which inauspiciously talked about clarity, truth, and straightforwardness, appeared to be less a mysterious considering and more a hidden deception to the unrest that lies underneath. But it is the murmured charges of Dwayne Wade's capers that have lighted the most intense conversations. The central purpose of the gossip, supported by the webcast Psy X Moy, a stage with a famous talent for stripping back the shroud on big-name mysteries, suggests Wade's incessant participation at undercover social events hosted by lights like Diddy and Will Smith, parties characterized by their gay and profligate ethos. It's reputed turned into a safe haven of sorts for Wade and a pot for the couple's strife. So, I think that it is amusing that Gabrielle's staying there discussing Bowie. Perhaps you are dubious of him 'cause of what's occurred in your home, adding to the acting insider's private that Dwayne Wade's secret undertakings at these gatherings might have included heartfelt contact with Diddy himself, named in a voting form of theory and innuendo. Insiders are currently announcing new data, saying that the marriage crashed because Dwayne Wade has been throwing it around with the men, a source uncovered, illustrating betrayal with a brush dip plunged in shameful tints. Union's strong reflections on their marriage resound with a preant suggestion. She once explained the greatest distinction among this and the last marriage will be a prenup, an explanation that feels more piercing. Everything considered, it appears to be the reasonable objects of adoration. At the center of attention were never distant from her brain, yet these arrangements did barely anything to protect her from the anguish that the surfacing reports predict. In the woven artwork of present-day Hollywood romantic tales, few are as celebrated and investigated as the union of Dwayne Wade and Gabrielle Union. Their relationship, characterized by both preliminaries and wins, is a demonstration of their responsibility, notwithstanding affliction. When they met in 2007 at a Super Bowl party, Union was as of late separated, and Wade was persevering through a difficult stage with injury playing for the intensity while his marriage to his secondary school darling was dissolving. When I met Dwayne, his resume looked terrible, a competitor going through a separate from 9 years more youthful than me, Union would later review to Allure. Yet over time, the pair developed a sentiment that appeared to transcend the intricacies of their underlying conditions. Their story is one of purposeful persistence and huge obstacles. Their 2011 groundbreaking step, as Wade acquired full authority of his kids, their 2013 partition that prompted Wade fathering a kid with AIA Mio, and their ultimate compromise and commitment around the same time, these occasions were more than simple newspaper feed. They molded the story of their relationship and tested their determination. everyone's different, everybody lives different, everybody is different, everybody loves unique. So because I'm a competitor, monetary reasonability was additionally at the heart of their marriage, with the couple choosing to split charges equitably and Union's emphasis on a prenuptial understanding, an action highlighting the esteem she put on monetary freedom. My tranquility and my self-worth, now, and I will make things and do things as I would prefer. In the revealing conversation on the Dark Mogul's digital broadcast, Union dove into the mechanics of their monetary autonomy. It's peculiar to say I'm head of the family, 'cause in this family we part everything 50-50, yet this harmony in funds maybe alludes to a defending methodology, a for good measure situation that both have woven into the texture of their union, suggesting that they may be preparing for potential disturbance. I work extremely hard, yet he's, consistently he gets up and conveys. Over and over again, the divulgence of their monetary division repeats a familiar account to the people who have noticed the high-profile sentiment of Will and Jada Smith, whose open marriage and subsequent ensnarements have been a repeating topic in the media. The genuineness that Union and Wade have now embraced appears to resemble the Smiths' adventure, where confidential complexities become public talk, and individual choices are dependent upon boundless theory. It puts this, there's dependably this like gorilla on your back, that is like you better work. The transparency with which Union discusses their plan, yet in the other families that every one of us needs to support, there's consistently this like gorilla on your back. Additional guide highlights a reality where their marriage, like any, is dependent upon the tensions and intricacies of life's eccentric nature. Yet perhaps the most impactful of their difficulties was the alleged break child, a youngster Wade fathered during their partition. Union has been vocal about her richness battles and the profound toll of Wade's paternity during their break when she wrestled with sensations of treachery and pain. Yet through mutual absolution and responsibility, they navigated these violent waters. Every day he had worked to be excused, and I had decided to do as such, Union has shared. In the midst of these individual preliminaries, tales began to twirl around Wade's confidential life, including charges of flighty gatherings and problematic loyalty. Prominent among these are the cases by Puma Wright and nobleman Richard Von Mann, the latter depicting past experiences with Wade that painted him in a not exactly complimenting light, asserting way of behaving not befitting his public persona.